The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problems, nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 992. It's the Whiskey Brothers podcast. We are live in all the places you can find us live, mainly Twitch and YouTube. But you're listening to us elseways. You're finding us on YouTube. You're finding us on Spotify. We're still there. And I don't know who else is this week. We have a lot to get to. We have live stuff coming up. I'm at the Houston Improv February 9th.
Hey.
You should definitely pop out and catch the show.
I'm in Austin. I'm at the Velveeta Room, February 11th and 12th.
Patch on the jacket, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. I have no openers.
Good on you. No, you're gonna really. Have you played the room?
No, this is my first time ever.
Dude, you're gonna do so well.
Thanks,
That's your jam. And Austin sucks, so they need. This.
No, man, it's the roughest room in Texas. I mean, just don't let it get to you. You know what I mean?
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
that's the bullshit. That's the bullshit J.R. Brown gave me before I went on stage.
Yeah,
he's like, and then I walk out and I fucking destroyed it.
I fucking love J.R.
I come off stage and I go, "How was that?" He goes, "Actually, man, this is one of the most comic-friendly rooms on the planet.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you didn't eat a dick because I didn't know you were."
So funny. Take it very serious. Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, so good stuff. There's plenty of places to catch us live. We're doing all kinds of things. Follow us, find us, watch us. We'll talk about it all later.
Okay.
You brought something up the other day that you had like a trippy moment.
Yeah, man, I all the things that your eyes see, like all the stuff you see every day in your daily life. Your eyes are not really like cameras. That's not how they work. They're just crunching. It's just your brain crunching data.
Oh, but yeah, you want to break down the
putting it. Well, I'm just saying that's how it works. That's it. It's your brain's crunching data and throwing it against a set of parameters that you've established.
Right, your patterns.
And saying this is what the fuck's happening. So basically, everything you're seeing and everything you notice in life is just perspective that's being offered by this gray jiggly thing in your head.
Right. Well, so can I tell you a cool story about this?
Yes.
So there's two books that I was really into at the same time, and I was reading Deepak Chopra's Metahuman, which was like the metaphysical side to all of how your consciousness processes the input, right? But on the same note, there's a pretty technical book, but also understandable, by a guy named Ken Hoffman. He has a TED Talk that's outstanding, but it's called The Case Against Reality, and he argues that Trey doesn't know how to handle his whiskey. He makes the argument that creatures take in information based on fitness for their environment, right? So it has nothing to do with objective reality. It's just what fits best for the environment. So in Australia, these beetles used to mate with their female beetles, and these beetles were like brown and mottled, kind of dimpled, whatever, and the beetles thrived. They would fuck in the wild, whatever. And then at a certain year, they started to die out, and nobody could figure out why. And then they found out that was the same year the Australians introduced a particular type of beer bottle that was brown and mottled and kind of bumpy at the top, and Australians would drink and then throw it out the window, and the beetles would try to fuck the bottle. Because their only criterion for what was worth taking in was brown and bumpy. And if it was brown and bumpy, we fuck it. And past that, they didn't see movement. They didn't see antenna. That's or his girlfriends. So he doesn't wear condoms.
Sounds like a Migos song. Actually.
Shit, yeah, I don't.
Brown and bumpy.
It's bumpy for her pleasure.
Brown and bumpy. Oh, that's really fun.
So,
well, I didn't read those books, but I was reading about beetles fucking. That's how I came about this information.
But the point is, it's what we take it. We only take in what we need, and then we discard like an enormous amount. We only see visual light, right? We don't even see like all the light rays.
No.
We see 7 colors.
Well, and then it even breaks down even farther between gender and race, everything.
Because women don't see the truth. It's fucking.
Well, women see 87 more shades of color than we do.
They see more color than we do. They beat us on so many metrics. It's higher threshold for pain.
But it's all
quicker
just
reflexes.
it's all just perception. It's all everything about his perception. It's not to say that you and a group of people don't perceive something the same way. It's like you get things established in your brain. Like, I know this is what a duck looks like, and everybody knows this is what a duck looks like. But what a duck looks like to me and what a duck's dick looks like to you is two different things. You know what I mean?
That escalated.
But have you ever caught your perception slipping?
Like a glitch in the Matrix?
Yeah, like a what the fuck was that? Like, I was in the elevator, right, and it's got mirrored doors and all that shit. And I was having a conversation in my head. I was working some shit out in my head. And I got to a part in the conversation where I would shrug. But I didn't shrug, but my eyes showed me that I shrugged in the mirror. And I knew I didn't shrug. Like, I just caught it for a second. I was like, oh, what the fuck was that? I didn't shrug. I just thought shrug.
So that right there, all you're doing most of the time, you're processing information. I think we're making assumptions about what we're filling in blanks, right?
Yeah.
So if everything told your brain you were shrugging, except your shoulder, you just didn't tell your shoulders. What's to stop your eyes from seeing it?
Yeah, that's why my brain just said, "Oh, he's shrugging."
He's shrugging.
You know, and it's the same. It's like we do a lot of it with video editing and stuff, breaking it down. Like, we know they're going to pay attention to this, so I can have this little glitch here because their brain's not even going to tell them to see it.
Yeah.
Look at the way MP3 music compression works and everything. It's actually taking pieces of the music out, but your brain puts it back in there.
Yeah.
Because your brain knows the way the music sounds.
Filling in the blanks. You can do that's a lot of these optical illusions. Trey looks so confused.
I mean, I'm fuck y'all.
By confused. Yeah,
Fuck y'all. My song is there.
You're the only one at the table. You're the only one here can explain why this is happening.
Yeah.
But you fill in the blank. So there's an optical illusion that shows green and red squares moving at a particular angle, right? And it's only green and red squares. But your eyes, because of the way they work, when you see, because the way it's blocking out certain colors and the way the rays are coming into your eyes, your brain fills in those gaps, and it goes, well, if this is here and this is here, the combination of these, so when it's moving, you only see the combination of the two, and while your brain can't separate out those parts, the rest of it takes it and it goes, it fills in the blanks.
Yes, it's the we did it on a worldwide scale with the blue dress thing, you know.
Yeah.
Some people knew there was a cum stain on there. Some people didn't. No,
Not that blue dress.
no, but some people saw the blue and black dress. Some people saw the white and gold dress, you know. And it showed us how different we all were as the way we perceived
that
things,
Yanni and Laurel shit. So I like fucking with it, right? Like, it's the way, because ultimately, all right, this is gonna get weird and deepish. The everything we do. What no,
nigga, I always say something, cause we just looking like we looking like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I can't believe Sam hasn't done ayahuasca
We
and
look
watched
like-
his perspective walk right the fuck off from me.
Okay,
I saw my perspective walking around in Brazil, and I had
Here's
to
the
go
thing.
catch it.
That's the problem, is that, like, when you're saying, like, when you saw the thing and you shrugged or whatever, it's I don't know what I have to add to this, because I did a lot of LSD, and so when I get the little perspective glitch, I just think I'm like,
I'm tripping.
I cracked my neck. That's some spinal fluid that just gave me a gift. You know what I mean?
And
But sometimes it could just
Chef's
be
kiss
perspective.
from the leftover.
Let me please say, I wasn't saying it like y'all were. I was like hogging us. I was saying it like we look like non-readers. That's what I meant. Like, we're looking like, I don't know what the fuck. That's how we're looking.
No,
Let me ask you this: like, if somebody's blind from birth, do you think that they see in their dreams?
No.
Yeah.
What do you think they see?
I think they see what they think sight is.
Lumps,
I agree with Trey.
colorless
weirdly
lumps of
enough.
clay.
I think they see what they think. All they dream about is seeing.
Well,
I bet my mama look like
I can.
whatever the fuck. We don't know
Well,
what that is.
But I can tell you definitively, like, I know under the influence of psychedelics, right? I have visually seen clearly things that I know I couldn't, if they're in my, I know I couldn't even visualize them or draw. And I mean this in terms of fractal geometric patterns and interlocking weird stuff. And that,
yes.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's surfacing from. It's not coming from anything I've visually seen before. It's not like I'm so in that sense, I imagine if you're blind, you got access to the exact same metaphysical muses
but, like,
shoving
blind
this
people, brother-
fractals into my head.
blind people rub their hands on your face to see. I mean, their brain's got to put together something.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
Some
mean?
kind of imagery.
My
Yes.
major
To deal
guess
with.
would be
Couldn't we
that.
just ask blind people? Like we are.
What you dreaming of?
Anybody know
Like, what do you see?
My guess would also be that like if you lost your sight,
Oh,
you
totally.
would just have memories. You would
Oh,
just
yeah.
dream of memories.
Yeah, now I know a
Stuff
blind
like
dude
that.
that lost his sight when he was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And he's told me that he has dreams about the stuff he saw when he was a kid and
Of
stuff
course.
like that. Like he
Yeah.
still remembers all that.
But
But
if
I was
you're
just thinking from birth, like if
Yeah,
you've
if
never
you're born
seen,
blind.
Right.
I'm imagining this is the dopest dreams ever. Because you have no reference to what
Right.
something is, so you imagine beyond like a
Oh.
child. Like you just
what would happen if that dude did DMT?
he would fucking explode.
I mean, it's a.
He's already in an isolation
Yeah,
chamber. You know what I
Well,
mean?
look, I mean, the real fun of DMT happens with your fucking eyes closed.
That's why.
Yeah, there's.
So-
But you have information and parameters to back that up.
Well,
But what he was saying was like
here's the thing.
It
I've never
takes
done
you-
DMT,
it takes you
so
probably
I will
beyond
own
that.
You
I've
you
never-
don't, because it shuts off your default mode network.
Your
So
cortex and
everything
everything.
that you're used to comparing stuff to is gone. That's why things start to look like construction paper cutouts, and you can't
Kaleidoscope-
process it
kaleidoscopic
as
and everything,
you're
yeah.
literally taking it. Because what most psychedelics do, if you look at data coming in, it's like a nozzle that changes how much is allowed through, right? So our regular consciousness filters out almost all of that shit. When you're on DMT, just opens the door. It's like, come on in, we're throwing a party, everybody. Yeah, bring the cooler and the fireworks and the everything. And it shuts off everything you have to compare it to. It just lets in all the information.
Your brain becomes Captain Phillips.
It's
Correct me if
you're
I'm
out,
wrong.
I'm in.
Doesn't DMT actually? Are we turning into Joe Rogan?
I was
Is that
finna
what's
say,
happening?
sound like we're about to be
We're
on
about
Spotify.
sounds like
It's
we're
a
about to get kicked
five-
off Spotify.
5 more minutes, Neil Young's done with us.
Yeah. They fucking
But
guy.
isn't it a chemical that your brain already creates in some
when you
form?
die.
Oh,
It's
when
before
you die.
that's the shit that shoots off. Yeah, my
That's-
life flashed
that's the
before
white
my
light.
eyes.
Okay.
See, who's not reading?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
no, I heard it on the podcast.
He's listening to Rogan.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no,
it
but
occurs
yeah.
naturally in the body, and it's all plants. So mostly what they do is they extract it from plants.
Yeah, I
and
knew
make
that.
it- yeah.
It's natural.
But what you see is
I was trying to get my dad because on high only lasts 5 minutes, right?
like
I was trying
3 to 10, depends.
Right.
yeah.
So I was trying to get my dad to do it before he preached. I was like, just do some DMT. Now his sermon's gonna be real dope.
Oh yeah,
He's
you're
like, hey.
Or he's gonna run off half
Well,
the church.
now you can actually tell
everything
people,
I told you about God is a lie.
but you could probably tell people what happens when you die.
I just met God. He said I've been lying this whole time.
Take your money back.
I just took the chemical that shoots out when you fucking die. So
yeah, no,
I've done like
should be required for
hallucinogen or whatever you call it.
hallucinogens.
Hallucinogens, yeah. I've done hallucinogens, just not that one. Like, I've experienced a lot with mushrooms,
Right.
Specifically.
It's
But
special.
most of those are like color hallucination. They're not really like I've never seen like a dragon chasing
Well,
me across
no,
the room
You-
or
you-
anything.
You've never had the
ridiculous
walls
like
wave
that.
at you.
Yeah, I've
The
had. That's what I
breathing
mean.
and
They're all
the-
they're perception. Like if it's all perception based, how do you know when you've stopped hallucinating?
Well, you
That's
don't.
all-
Oh,
You're-
that's what I'm saying. When it happens to me, I'm like, did I catch a glitch in this shit, or is that spinal fluid? I don't know.
Or
which
am I
one's what.
still on that trip I took?
But if you get
13 years
if you
ago.
if you get down to the fact that on a quantum level stuff vibrates unpredictably, but eventually it forms an atom. It forms protons and neutrons and electrons, and those
They're
things
all
form atoms, and then those things form matter, and it becomes touchable only because the magnetic forces and the all that shit, the forces repelling each other. But on its basis of level, it's probably just stuff blinking into existence and becoming consciousness for a moment, and that's all we are. And we're just kind of here and whatever, and those chemicals just let you fuck with the stuff coming in or out. You cut me off? Listen, this is
But if
How
I
you think
could get control of that, it'd be a lot easier to clean out my car.
I feel like
that-
there should be a star
That
shooting
shit
across
don't
here with a
exist.
rainbow trail behind it.
but it's if that's all this shit is, then just whatever.
I mean that's oversimplifying.
Then you're just deciding what the input is because that's it. We're just but you got to decide what your fucking eye is to begin with in the first place.
I just have to wonder if there's like some dude somewhere that took too hard a trip that is, sitting in a hospital strapped down to a bed, but he thinks he's here hanging out with us.
Oh, 100%.
That happens a lot. With LSD, that happens a lot. Sometimes people just don't come back. Sometimes it snaps.
The odds are good he's hosting his 992nd podcast.
That's what my papa always told me about that. He's like, look, it's good to expand your mind, but your mind's like underwear. If you stretch that shit out too much, you don't come back.
Rubber band, pop, it's going to go. What I was going to tell you was we talked about like the eyes and the brain. There was a study that they gave these people these goggles, which inverted everything. So if this bottle of whiskey was sitting right here, they would reach for it with their right hand because they saw the bottle of whiskey over there instead of next to their left hand. And then after, I don't know how long, I got to look it up, but after a while, with those goggles on, they came in and they saw everything the right way.
Oh, they do that with the reverse
Their
bicycles.
brain. Okay, that's what I was about to say. There's a dude that made the bicycle that turns the wrong way, and he offers anybody $1,000 if they can ride it more than like 20 feet, and nobody fucking can. Nobody can ride this.
But you can rewire your brain.
Crazy ass bicycle.
The reverse
because they never took those off.
If you turn the handlebars this way, the wheel turns left.
Yeah.
If you turn your handlebars to the left, the wheel turns right.
Mm-hmm. You can trick yourself into believing anything. You can make anything feel a certain. You can lay in your bed and pretend you're laying the other way with your eyes closed, and eventually you can reorient the whole room in your brain and your spatial space in there. You can flip all that shit around up here. Now,
no, I've met Albert De Leon.
Change the fact that it's all malleable. You can make anything feel any way you want it to feel if you want to.
Well, I got work on that shit.
You ever be laying there?
I mean, that's literally at the core of stoicism.
Yeah,
that's like at its.
I need to make drinking a bottle of water feel like a blowjob.
But you could look and be
Marcus
like,
Aurelius says, if you're bothered by anything, he goes, it's usually due to your perception of that thing, and that you have the power to revoke at any time. That's stoicism, from jump.
Ain't he dead?
Yes,
All right.
and was happy about it. Cool with it all the way to the grave.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't bothered about it in the least.
No, peaceful.
Look
Because he
and be
understood
like-
this is all bullshit.
That's Bill
that
Hicks. It's all a ride.
bitch is sexy. I fuck ovals now.
Yeah,
You do that long enough, you're like, I only fuck ovals.
It's ovals.
That's one of those bits. The first time I heard it, gave me a lot of relief. Like, I'm one of those people that's terrified to die. You're never gonna hear. But if y'all hear about me killing myself, y'all go find out who fucking killed me, because I guarantee I didn't do it.
You're terrified.
But when I heard Bill Hicks do the ride thing, I really sat and was like, it was like a moment in my life where I was like, I'm not the biggest Bill Hicks fan or whatever. I think he's obviously incredible, but I was like, fuck, man. You just fixed some shit in my head that I was real worried about,
And that's, again, it's because it's all perception. Once you get your nice little vantage point and got it kind of figured out a little bit, then it's just smooth sailing.
I read this book by this dude that did, he was a bioengineer, biochemist, and he was talking about how we know what makes your heart beat, right? We know where the electrical charge comes from that makes your heart beat. We know how it makes your heart beat. The one thing that nobody can figure out, though, is where that electrical charge comes from to begin with. The very first at conception,
right,
where the electrical charge starts from.
Why can't they figure? Hang on. Why can't do you have a?
They don't know.
Well, because
I'm giving you my hypothesis. If you look, because like you said, it's an electrical charge, right? If you look at like how lightning forms, two clouds when they fucking meet, there's that little static or whatever. I mean, it's possible that a sperm cell and an egg cell coming together makes a.
Well, because
and now you've got this spark that's.
Except a lot of times they come together and that doesn't happen.
But so.
And there's been a lot of theory that mama jump starts it somehow, but they can't find the mechanism in which that happens.
Electricity.
Like battery cable.
That's clear.
It sounds like a lawnmower. Which is like, yeah.
Well, electricity is just energy.
It's electrons moving from point A to point B, and your ability to control those is that's electricity, right? That's electron, or however we. So, if it's just a matter of electrons take the path of least resistance from point A to point B, right? And that's a circuit is just the
direct
telling them where you want it to go, right? So, but when things get close to each other, that's where that's why static electricity, if I shuffle my feet, I'm picking up all these extra electrons, and when I get to the car, they're leaving my body. They don't have anywhere to go. They can't go through my shoes. So when I touch the car, all those electrons go through, and the heat energy from that is what shocks me, right? Okay. So why can't, when the sperm and the egg get close to each other on that dry winter morning, how come the electricity doesn't just go and then baby?
A lot smarter people than me have
somebody's dick.
Researched
I heard carpet in the dick.
You say it like
I
that?
heard carpet in the
And
dick.
house
dude. I
shoes,
heard.
motherfucker.
And house. I'm just saying. I don't use condoms, but I've never felt like I needed Jerry to come lay plywood inside my. Hey, Jerry, can you just recarpet my dick?
well, a lot of brilliant people have researched it, and I like to assume they probably started at the conception point, when they started looking for
certainly
ideas.
don't know. You know everything I know about electricity
But
now.
when you die, that electricity leaves you, right? Like that's the last part of you when you die is that electric charge
right.
stops traveling through your body, right?
Right.
But we know this. We know energy doesn't die. Energy just changes forms. Constantly. Right. Energy just changes. All matter is living vibration, basically. Energy just changes forms. Our entire atmosphere, everything is made up of living, vibrating matter.
Of vibrations that are vibrating towards equilibrium, and one day they will stop vibrating and there will be zero heat energy in the entire universe, and then we'll all just die a very cold, lonely death.
God, I hope I'm out by then.
You will be. It'll be trillions of years in the future.
But his theory was that this electrical charge is your actual soul. And that this is the part of you that when you die, obviously not the Judeo-Christian heaven and hell type shit, was that you just become a part of everything. You just become a part of all living, vibrating energy. Your soul just beep, 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 just goes out there and becomes a fucking raindrop or whatever the fuck.
Sounds beautiful.
Like the highwayman, baby.
But you can't come as everything.
That's
You don't know that. There's probably a raindrop coming on you right now.
We used to I hope not around when
Fuck
that
that.
happens.
I'd rather come back coming.
You might come back as come.
great. When you finally have the answer to how that electrical
What if you come back as the second sperm?
Yeah.
The one that lost.
Oh, that's the worst.
You just swam your ass off for nothing.
The spark starts
You're
in the
just
balls.
left there with all the trillions of slower sperm, nobody to talk to.
All your dumbass cousins.
God, you're the smartest one, right? You're the smartest one in the room.
Those are brothers.
That's the worst party in the world. When you're the
really
smartest
fun.
person at the party, that sucks.
That being a sperm and balls has to be like being in prison. I'm getting out this
that's
motherfucker.
home.
You feel like you don't think
I'm getting out this motherfucker.
you don't think it's like all twisty? It's like Space Mountain in there.
Well, I
It's
just
all-
mean they're all having the same conversation. I can't wait to get out this motherfucker.
God
I know
damn.
mine was.
nothing but dudes at this party.
Can't wait to get out this bitch. Watch. Just wait.
Sitting there doing laps around there, trying to get their swim time up.
Trying to get
You know what I mean?
Oh shit, was that a gunshot?
Yeah.
Why is he always trying so hard? Look at that dork trying.
Hey, wait.
Oh, shit!
Hurry up, man. We want to go.
That's
She doesn't want me to hurry up.
what you were talking about earlier. Their science is slowly working on recording memories and dreams and being able to show you a visual version of that. I'd love to see though. Well, if they eventually get there, I'd love to see them lay memories side by side, because we're all filing different shit away, right? Like y'all's memory of this podcast tonight or the podcast in general will be totally different than mine because of the vantage point, right? You guys look this direction. You see Adam more than I see Adam. You see that. I see the things over there. Like we have totally different memories of the podcast even. So like if you laid those down, it'd be interesting to see who takes what input and files it away and who does it. And that's half the problem with people in the world anyway, is the fact that they just can't agree on what the fuck they saw or think or heard or anything else, because they're watching it from a different vantage point and only certain shit gets through.
It goes back to that whole thing goes back to that, what's that goddamn thing about the, tree falls and somebody
Tree falls in
heard
the
it
forest
and
and no one's around to hear it. Does it make a
yeah,
sound?
it goes back to that thing. So I was joking around, said that, and this dude was like, "No, actually, if it falls and nothing's around to hear it, it doesn't make a fucking sound
At all.
And I was like,
It
"What
create-
the
well, it-
bullshit?" There's
it-
like a grasshopper or something. I heard that.
It
shit.
creates sound waves. So if they're received by anything that can receive sound waves, then it makes a sound. But crickets probably pick that shit up with their legs or some dumb whatever vibrational way. But if you don't have ears with a vibrating membrane that'll pick up the sound waves, then it's just creating sound waves until they dissipate out into
That's
the
the Stephen
future.
Wright joke.
I need somebody to prove that.
I was in a forest when a tree fell and I didn't hear it.
That's
I was standing right next to it.
Steven's funny. What were you gonna say, Sam?
Oh,
Yeah, pointed at me.
him talking about they're trying to figure a way to record your dreams or whatever. You're with me on that. That's
Yeah,
I don't
don't
wanna
do that.
fucking see
That's a new level. They already got Ring cameras.
And
They already recording too much shit.
I don't want to wake up one morning and they'll be like, Mr. Damaris, you have the right to remain silent. Like, we saw your shit right up there.
Oh, you go.
You went
Report.
report.
Nah.
We're
Well,
not
no,
talking
I
about
mean-
Dream Police. We're just
No,
talking
but
about
like-
being
Okay,
able
What
to-
the fuck you think the next? I'm sorry, we had to listen to all this goof ass shit, and we talking about some actual Black Dreams Matter. Goddamn it! I don't fucking be dealing with it. We had to listen to all this shit,
I heard about one. That's
and you fucking see the results. Exactly. That nigga had one dream. Pow, pow. It just bitch. I was dreaming. Oh, I'm getting sleepy.
Well, actually, the guy he got that speech from had the dream, but whatever.
You gonna say he stole?
hey, bro, it's a
Yeah.
day before February. He's got space.
Do you not know that?
That it.
It's a black Alabama preacher that
Jerry.
wrote that speech. Do you not know
Martin
that?
Luther fucking King?
No, another one.
Jerry, listen. I'm gonna say this to your face. You full of shit.
Okay, I'm not. But
Okay,
I'll prove
you
it
are
to you.
full of. You get all, bro. Stop getting high and just on the internet trying to ruin Black history.
I'm not trying to ruin it. It's just it was given to the
This
wrong
fact.
dude.
This ain't the fucking fact.
Sam's about to ring him with something that's going to upset one of you.
No,
Like he's.
no, I've never heard this before, and I don't even want to fucking Google it.
Who
It's
wanna
what
know
it is.
this?
I'm in this.
Who the fuck wanna know this?
Shut the fuck up, Jerry.
Who wanna know this, Jerry?
Wait, how stolen? Like Led Zeppelin stolen?
No.
I don't know what that means.
Like they got all their shit from Spirit and other bands, and they made it their own, or like the way I did my senior year of high school,
Like
which was
this dude
cheating
wrote
off
a
Melissa.
speech called "I Have a Dream" that is pretty goddamn on point with what got used.
All right, I'm drinking.
Shut the fuck up, Jerry.
Write that down.
Be
for
mad
episode
about it,
title.
but it
Shut
doesn't
the fuck
change
up.
I
That's
can't write
not
that
the
down.
truth, Jerry.
But how have I never heard this?
don't know.
Because it's bullshit.
Because no one wants to.
That one of those two is true. One of those two things is true. It is either bullshit or no one wants to. I don't know the answer because I've never heard this before.
I'm not
But
Googling
Bro, you
hang
know
on.
who would have said it?
the conviction by which he said it.
He say everything with
No,
conviction.
No, I
no,
don't.
he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yes, he do.
No, animal dicks and this. Those are literally the only things. And he loves his wife.
Motherfucker,
Those are the three
he coughed
things.
with conviction.
No, there is hesitation. That's all hesitation. That's not even a
I don't
cough.
say it to be mean. It was a black dude that wrote it.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, here's why I know he's not being a dick is because if you're gonna be a dick, it's like, oh yeah, he stole it from some white dude way back
Do
in the
you
day.
see how he look? He know he look here. Don't be fooled by the new white trickery, brother. No,
13 minutes ago, he was stroking his hand.
Yeah.
Like uncomfortable.
I ain't getting no more arm rubs now.
Wow, what's
We're
wrong?
breaking up.
Not fuzzy and warm anymore.
3 hours from Black History Month.
Go
It's
ahead,
close.
go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
I did. I said
That's
what-
all you got. You ain't got no more facts.
No,
That's
not
all
about
you
that.
got. He
Not
didn't write
about
that bitch. And then you just leave. You walk out. You ain't got no more facts. You ain't even got the black dude name.
It's a podcast. We don't have to check any of
I
this
guess
shit.
I could pull it up for you.
Do your
if you
kids
need it.
still believe
You
in
said
Santa
you want to
Claus?
hear more
Let me
about it.
explain something to you, Jerry. When you go to cripple black minds, you gotta have all the goddamn details. You don't just cripple our shit and walk off. That's fucked up to be like, just so you know, Martin Luther King stole that dream, and then just fucking.
You literally,
I
you
didn't
walked up to
say
the
stole.
kid. You
I
walked
didn't
up
say
to
stole.
you walked
You said he
verbatim.
I
plagiarized.
said somebody else wrote it.
You said,
So did he pay for it?
did they get?
I don't know the details on that.
Oh, you gotta.
Bro, you walked right up to a kid and went, "That's not your real mom," and then
and
left.
then left.
Left.
Well,
Wait,
I'll
when-
tell you who your real mom is after the show.
Oh, you'll dig up the facts on that shit.
That's what he'll find out off air.
So hang on. Let's get to the base of the assertion. Is that you're saying that he did not write it? It's not. He didn't write the speech.
No, he did not.
Someone else wrote it, and maybe like a speechwriter.
Yeah.
Like he had a. Did he have a
Well, it was
speechwriter, or
no,
did he?
no. It was a preacher,
Uh-huh.
a black preacher. I think Southern Alabama or Southern Mississippi.
Okay.
What's Adam
Yeah,
saying?
'cause
saying he right. He ain't right. You found the bullshit. He
Say it again. It was written 36 years before he used it. Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe he hired him in advance.
verbatim. Or we talking like the like you know what I'm saying? Like a
I Have a
remix.
Dream was verbatim, which
You
seems to
can't
be.
copyright
What the
that.
fuck are you saying right now?
Motherfucker, I had a dream.
That's like saying a motherfucker being like, nigga, you stole, in my opinion. What the fuck? Like,
but hang on. So if he's, I have a dream is one thing. If you go further, the mountaintop and all the other words.
So red in this motherfucker. Yeah, I love this.
That's the red.
Love it,
that's
love
the
it.
red of righteous indignance. That is.
Just be mad about it. I don't know how to help you.
You
with
are
that.
full of shit, Jerry.
Okay, now hang on, Trey. Let's agree on the stakes.
I don't believe in boats.
If he's,
And I don't believe in this boat.
if he's right.
What?
Oh God, fuck it.
Hang on, don't look at the answers. If he's right, Trey, listen. Trey could look at the
We have
answers
a
and still be
name.
convinced.
Exactly. What I'm saying, no. What are you saying you right about? Because you came in here with some strong motherfucking accusations. You came in with this motherfucker stole it.
No, that's not.
Somebody
what I
else
said.
wrote it. I'm saying.
He said.
you
I
called
know
it
at least one guy
plagiarism.
had a dream, and I said at least the guy that wrote it.
You calling it plagiarism, Jerry?
It is
Yes.
plagiarism. Yes.
That's
I'll stand by that. It is plagiarism.
Got you. Okay. But what are you saying he plagiarized, or are you saying that
I'm saying
his
whoever
speech is
gave
inspired
him
by this speech
No,
from a
I'm
long
saying
time
whoever
ago?
gave him that speech to read,
On
whether he
August-
wrote it or somebody else did.
On August 28th,
Plagiarized it.
on August 28th, 1963, Clarence Jones stood 50 feet behind Dr. Martin Luther King as the Reverend delivered his historic "I Have a Dream" speech on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Jones, personal friend, attorney, political advisor, and draft speechwriter to King, remembers that day vividly.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna call bullshit again on because you can't trust a nigga named Clarence. That's
Clarence
one.
Carter, bro.
I don't know him.
Established
I don't know who
he
that
doesn't know
is. Who's Clarence Carter? I don't know
Stroking.
Clarence.
Clarence Carter. Stroke it to
Oh,
the
shit.
left.
No, don't know that one.
Backdoor Santa. We
number
had this
two, yeah, we
conversation.
did, and I was confused again. Number two, Malcolm X would have called him out on it because Malcolm X was heavily calling him an Uncle Tom throughout all them interviews.
You think he would have
and
pulled
he
it?
would have
You think he would have
pulled
pulled him to the
plagiarism.
side and he'd have pulled him to the side and been like, "Hey man, I want to say nothing, but so and so did that speech on TV, and I just don't want you to get accused
Right.
of stealing a joke."
Exactly. The same way we all know that somebody, such and such got that blah blah, and then the word get around, and then we all see X, Y, and we all know. Even when we don't know the two comics,
Right.
we end up knowing the
Knowing
two
it,
bits.
right.
Boom. Same shit. If he stole that motherfucking shit, Malcolm X at that time would have called his ass out. He would have
Hang
drugged
on,
him through the
hang
whole
on.
shit.
It appears they say he's a personal friend, and he was Martin Luther King's attorney. He didn't steal shit.
That's it.
It was given to him. It's like
It's
how
like
it's like how
Drake, the
motherfuckers
OVO
write songs for
All he
fucking
said
Pink
was he
and
didn't
they-
write it.
All I said was he didn't write it.
That ain't the tone. That ain't the
Hey,
conviction.
you know, hang on,
you
can
said it
I,
with.
Jerry, can I point something out real
Can we go
quick?
talk about
The
perception
difference
again?
is perception.
Fuck this episode.
What he said and what
I
you
heard what he heard.
No,
if we
but-
could lay both your dreams next to one another,
What you heard?
it would be different.
Mr. Neutral.
I wasn't listening.
Oh,
No, when somebody says, "Hey man, you hear that funny bit Mencia did?" Somebody goes, "Yeah, he wrote it." You know what I mean?
Let me ask you
That's
this:
not-
when it was used 36 before, do you think 36 years before? Do you think he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna save this in case somebody needs it"?
Yes.
no, I don't think that.
they said he was. They said he was Martin Luther King's personal friend, and he
And
he was his
speech
attorney.
draft writer.
Yeah, and so I think like Martin Luther King's like, yo, we've got this huge march. We got all these people on this fucking
Don't
Capitol,
you
whatever.
exactly?
Give me
You
your
have to
best
write
shit.
about nothing.
Hey, think about it though. Think about it. If we
I
were
was thinking.
listen, man, if you had a special for HBO tomorrow, tell me you wouldn't be like, man, give me your best shit. Like let's get you ready.
But I
Yeah,
wouldn't
use
ask
the
you for
pads
your
and this
best shit you did 10 years ago.
That wasn't that dude's best shit. Out your fucking mind.
Well-
I guarantee you there was better
Well-
dream speech. Let me finish. This is a black situation. Sit your white ass there and be humble.
My
for
white
a
ass
second.
ain't stood up.
You done said some goofy shit, Jared.
No, I did say some goofy shit. I said
That
some
wasn't the
factual
best shit. The I Have a Dream speech was not the best shit. Okay. That was the throwaway shit. You ain't giving nobody your best shit. You like, hey man, we got a big old thing. Man, just do the fucking I Have a Dream shit. It's the commercialized version.
I think he did give him his best shit. But I think Clarence Jones was like, I said this to 18 motherfuckers.
He's finna
and
say it
if
to
you got
yeah.
writer's block right now, I got some shit
Boom.
that you could probably fucking use. Just like, hey bro, here's a better ending to that joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't look
think-
and sound like that.
I think
And
Clarence.
say shit like that, Jerry. I'm sorry.
That's the
Perception, motherfucker.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's optics. That's
Which we've established as perspective.
Nah, I think Clarence hooked this homie up, and MLK was like, "For real, only 18 people heard this good shit."
That's
We
awesome.
about to go viral, bro.
Well, we can all think about it, but it's all historical records, so we could just read about it after the show. You know.
But I never wanted to. I
love
know
this.
now. And
Jared
I didn't,
gonna- go
I
ahead,
didn't, I never
You say he's gonna
cared
fuck
for
up
that.
February
Well,
for
he's
you?
just gonna figure out a way to all lives matter everything.
I've never once.
This is what's
Clarence
tripping me
Jones
out.
Black.
How
What?
did we How did you figure out a way to be a well actually motherfucker? I ran all the well actually niggas off.
Well, actually,
Yes.
we got to get out of here.
I ain't gonna tell him the second part of the story.
Whoa!
Save that for the next one.
Oh, you're gonna wait for February? All right, cool. Thanks.
You're not gonna be here in February.
He'll come back March 1st. All right,
Motherfucker, you
so
might as well get it out now while it's safe.
Yeah, I can't do this when it's me and you and Trey.
what's the second part of the story? What's the second part?
No.
Come on.
There's no second part. He's fucking with you hard.
Fucking believe.
YouTube, the best place to find all of us.
Rachel, don't fuck him.
Look us up. Collectively, we're on there at Praise Whiskey, but on YouTube as Whiskey Brothers. We are all individually online. We're doing some really cool stuff. There's the Out Route. Trey Tutson is doing some sports things. It comes out on Sundays. You can get that on the Whiskey Brothers YouTube channel. It's really, really, really exceptional.
Thanks,
A lot of other stuff we're working on throughout the week. So just stay tuned to YouTube if you want to see that. We're on everything else, Facebook, blah, 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 blah. February 9th, come see me at the Improv. Those tickets are on sale, improvtx.com. And I think that rounds us out. Adam Taylor, you good? You need another shot? You copacetic? Everybody's happy? All right, perfect. Anything else? We're good? We're out. We love you guys in the chat. We'll see you all soon.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.